With me today is Sunil Khemchandani, a man who has spent over 30 years exploring the human side of business. And now, let's dive right in to the architecture of trust and sales. Sunil, welcome to Candid with Karl.
The pleasure is mine, Karl. I'm looking forward to diving into the logic behind the magic.
The logic behind the magic. Let's get started. You've been in this line for over 30 years, and most people talk of the essence of selling. But you are very much into positioning. Can you please elaborate?
It is all about the intentionality of the positioning. Positioning, take it as the soul of your service. Even before you speak to the client, decide what space you carry in the heart and mind of the client. Once that is decided, your target market reveals naturally. You're not hunting, you're aligning. In art of sales, alignment is always more powerful than persuasion.
Alignment more powerful than persuasion. Wow. Moving from hunting to aligning makes this whole process seem a little scientific. Have you discovered the formula or the mathematics of sales?
Like in mathematics, we solve problems using addition, division, and all. In sales, we don't need 1,000 tricks. We need one specific formula for the human being sitting in front of us. Complexity always creates confusion. Precision creates clarity. Clarity is the highest form of professionalism master.
Complexity creates confusion. So let's simplify the math to amplify the trust. Even before you open your mouth, is there an inherent drive by the brand concerned?
The brand is the first hurdle. The customer first understand the why of the product. Does this brand stand for the excellence? Once the customer is convinced with the brand, the doors for the logic opens. The brand is the invitation. The person is the host.
Brand, invitation, person, host. So, Sunil, the brand gets you in the room. But I've seen a lot of great brands collapse because of the person representing them. Why does the person become paramount?
This is the moment of authenticity. There are thousands of people selling the same brand, but the customer has chosen you. This is the most profound question. Why should I trust my resources with you? This is where your character and empathy comes into the picture.
So, your character is the differentiator.
Yes, in the world of the identical products where many people are selling like you, your character is your true differentiator.
Sunil, you've talked about the person being paramount. I'll actually walk the extra mile to go to a shop where the shopkeeper knows my name. In fact, I'll even go to a restaurant where they serve me exactly what I want. Is this true in your grocery shop example?
Exactly, Karl. Look about the grocery shops outside every society here in Pune. They all sell the same, almost the same brands, flour, milk, rice, everything at the identical prices. But your family prefers to go to a one particular shop. Why?
The person.
Because of the connection.
Yes.
The person has built that connection with your family. The person knows your name. The person knows your preferences.
And
In sales,
that reposes trust gets the order.
yes. In sales, quality is just the entry. It is the relationship that matters.
Very well.
Connection is the quiet heartbeat of every transaction.
So, Sunil, building a bridge and building a connection is daunting for a new salesperson. What do you feel is the actual anatomy of trust?
Trust is a bridge built one honest brick at a time. Trust is a quiet assurance that the expectations will be met with happiness. You cannot demand it. You can build it with your seamless conversation, with your seamless script.
And in this seamlessness is the flow which eventually leads to the bridge.
Yes.
If trust is a bridge, then let's talk about the toll. Do you feel some people jump the gun and get into discounts before actually imparting knowledge?
Discount is actually the price you pay for the lack of trust.
The price you pay for lack of trust.
Yes. If the trust in you is very strong, the question of discount disappears.
Right.
We many a times pay a heavy price and buy branded stuff.
Correct.
Why? Because we believe
In that brand.
the quality and service will be good.
Right.
Yes, however, in some cases, paying the quoted price becomes an ego issue for certain clients.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Yes.
So in those cases, offering a minimal discount and making a client feel that he has won a concession is a different thing. Otherwise, if the trust is there, the trust is strong, the discount disappears.
So enhance the quality of the brand, dispense with a discount.
Yes.
So since we are talking of value over price, let's come to this classic test. If I were to give you a pen and tell you, Sunil, sell this pen to me, how would you proceed?
Don't sell the product.
Right,
Don't sell the features.
right.
Sell the future that product is going to create.
The future the product will create. Wow.
Here, salespeople start by describing the pen,
Right.
the grip, the ink. No. A right salesperson will ask or come up with a question. When was the last you needed to sign but couldn't find a tool worthy of it?
Have you got the document you want to sign but can't find the implement? And that I think is what you're trying exactly to say. Wonderful, Sunil. Wonderful.
Sell why
Yes.
before what.
The benefit instead of the feature.
Don't try to sell. Fulfill that void of the other person's need.
Excellent. Excellent. Fulfill the void of the other person's need. Wow. Selling the future, not the plastic. Every entrepreneur I've ever met wants to jump to 2x and 3x in growth. But why must they heal first?
Stability is the silent engine of the growth. You cannot expect a tree to grow
Correct.
whose roots are weak. In businesses, you cannot expect a 2x or 3x growth without solving the current challenges. Unless and until the current challenges are solved, the leaks are plugged in. Thinking about a growth is just a
Before the nourishment. And which brings me to this classic example of the Chinese bamboo tree when you're talking about the tree. When the Chinese plant a seed in the ground, it takes 5 years for that seed to rise above the surface. But when it does, in a matter of 5 weeks, it grows to 90 feet tall. The question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or in 5 years? And the answer is fairly obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years because at any given point, if you stopped watering and fertilizing that seed, it would die in the ground. I think this beautifully illustrates what you're saying. That, when you look at growth instead of the end result, that is where the future is.
It's because moving towards a 3x growth without the stability is heading towards a merely crisis. Because
Absolutely. Heading to disaster. Yes. Or diving into this disaster, to use a sales term.
Yeah.
Sunil, I believe very strongly in this word mentorship. Is that why you brought the alternative board into being?
Precisely, Karl, what you're saying is absolutely correct. TAB is a sanctuary
Right.
where, with the peer board, we solve the current challenges.
Wow.
TAB is for the people, those who want to grow their business 3x, 5x.
Right.
And TAB believes that without solving the current challenges and without the strategies, we can't grow 3x and 5x. Wisdom is best found in the room of the people, those who have already walked the path.
You put it very well. Because, like they always say, knowledge is knowing that the tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad.
Yeah.
Sharing with your peer group can feel like a mirror. And mirrors are brutal. They show you your flaws and your stubbornness. What to you, Sunil, is the hidden cost?
The hidden cost at times is winning an argument with the client.
Winning an argument, right?
Winning an argument, losing a client stands mathematically incorrect.
Right.
Many a times, or I believe always, a relationship with the client is far more important than that momentary victory.
Yes, yes. It's okay to lose a battle provided you finally win the war.
Yeah. The bridge is always more important than the trophy.
Excellent. Excellent. In a relatively smaller city like Pune, your reputation travels fast. Does it bring us back to your topic of the efficiency of truth?
Karl, truth is the only story that you don't have to rehearse.
The only story you don't have to rehearse. Truth. Wow.
When you speak the truth, you don't have to carry the burden of a memory,
Yes.
what you spoke last time.
Truth allows you to sleep in peace.
And like I said, the only story that you never have to rehearse.
Fantastic. We spoke of truth and the belief in honesty. But in a competitive market, how do you avoid stepping on someone's toes?
The business world is very small. Today's competitors can be tomorrow's collaborators or even the referral partners.
So today's competitors, you say, can become your collaborators tomorrow.
Yes.
Which is actually a fact. So, which is why it never pays to have enemies. I probably feel if you don't agree with a person, then distance yourself without ever coming to blows.
In the long run, your kindness is your biggest profitable asset.
Kindness is a fantastic tool, which brings us to how do we exactly communicate with people. Most folk hear sales script and think of robots. How do you keep it natural?
When the script talks about the benefits of the client, it becomes a natural recommendation. The script doesn't tell you what to say, it tells you how to listen.
It teaches you how to listen. Wow.
A script should be a seamless guide of a conversation, the message which talks about the benefit of the client.
Sunil, if you have to boil down these last 30 years into consistency and care, which side do most people struggle with?
I would say both. The people struggle with balancing.
I see. Okay.
If you are consistent without care,
Right.
you're like a machine.
Correct.
And on the
You're just doing the job.
you're just doing the job.
Right.
On the other side, if you are care without consistency, you're unreliable.
Yes.
Reliability is the greatest respect or the biggest gift that you can give to the client.
So reliability is marrying care with consistency.
True, absolutely true.
Sunil, as we come towards the end of this fascinating discussion, and someone feels that sales tends to get a little pushy, how do you alter their perspective?
Don't fear sales. Embrace connecting.
Embrace connection, right?
Sales is not about taking. It is about contributing in the other person's success. If you build relationship, tell truth, sales will become the natural extension of yours.
Sales is a natural extension of you the person. So you are the center of everything, the center of being. And it becomes your alternative board. You. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. Make Sunil Khemchandani your alternative board.
Let's do it. Thank you for the conversation, Karl. It was a real pleasure for me.
Cheers.